What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to be following up on one of my latest videos where I covered what Tatooine could look like if it were to be added to Supremacy, and today we're going to be doing the same thing for another OT map in Hoth. Obviously, as of mid-April, which by the time this video goes up is probably only a day or two away, we are getting the Age of Rebellion content added to Supremacy, which so far includes Scarif and the Death Star, as well as likely some more maps as well, but as of right now they aren't actually confirmed. Well, because of that, I thought it would be fun to go through Hoth using Open Game Cam, which you guys can find out more about at the link in the description, and pretty much give you guys my thoughts on how the map could be laid out if it were to be added into Supremacy at some point in the future. So, going into a bird's eye view of Hoth, you can see where I've placed each command post throughout the map, and this is just a rough guess of where I think each command post could be, with the Rebel spawn point being all the way over there to the left of the screen, most likely inside the actual hangar area. And then obviously the Empire spawn would be all the way over on the right side, pretty much the same spot as they spawn in GA. Now, I've placed the EPost sort of over near the far right side of the map, assuming you're looking towards the Rebel base, and this one is probably one of the flattest and more open areas on the entire map, which is obviously pretty rare to find on Hoth. Being so open, this would 100% need to be edited a little bit, maybe adding another downed AT-AT as a bit of cover, and maybe something else like another small rock formation, or even just some more of those crates that are scattered throughout the map, just anything really that would allow players to have a little bit more safety when capping or defending, as otherwise it would just be far too open. This one would probably be fairly easy for the Rebels to defend, seeing as it's kind of an uphill battle for the Empire, but being one of their home command posts, that does make a lot of sense, as I do kind of like it when each team has a bit of an advantage on 2 posts each, as it generally makes the C flag a little bit more important. Moving on now to the B post, and this would be over to the left in this sort of little valley area between the 2 rock formations, and if I'm going to be honest, other than maybe 1 or 2 small bits of cover, I think this one would be fun to keep relatively open. Since there is some natural cover there from the rock formations, and since it is kind of funneling everyone into that valley already, I think it would be a pretty chaotic post to fight over, and I do just kind of like the idea of having it be relatively open, in contrast to the A post that I just mentioned would need a fair bit of cover. The 2 rock formations would allow players to get up on top and get a good line of sight on the command post, taking out anyone who's capturing it, but then they are still both completely open to attack from the other angles, and so I think this would be pretty balanced for each team. Moving on now to the C post, and this one definitely looks like it'd be the most chaotic and most enjoyable command post to fight over, as it's pretty much right in the middle of the map, and it actually seems to kind of naturally funnel players into that area. There are those kind of 4 little pathways that all cut through the map, meaning generally players will either be able to come from any of those areas, as well as getting up onto the little snow mounds there and getting the high ground on their enemies. So really this command post can be attacked from any angle, and I think that would work perfectly, seeing as it is the middle post. Again, I think it might just need a little bit of cover added, since there are so many directions the enemies can come from, but I don't think it would need too much to where everyone can just hide behind cover, as I think leaving it a little bit open would just make it stay fairly chaotic all game long. Now, next up is the D post, and this one is down to the bottom right of the map, again assuming that you're looking towards the Rebel base, and this one would probably be up on that area that is sort of cut out by the trenches, as it seems like almost the perfect little area to put a command post and a few crates or something to provide some cover. Something else that I thought would be pretty cool is if they were to add some sort of way to climb up on top of the downed AT-AT, which would allow players to provide a little bit more cover fire on this objective and just add a little bit of verticality to the map, as for most of the map it is relatively flat since there are obviously no buildings. It probably seems like that'd be a pretty OP spot to camp, however with the map being so open I don't imagine anyone would last too long up there, and so it could just be a good little sort of temporary spot to quickly protect the objective and then get back into the action. Now, last we have the E post, and this would obviously be all the way on the other side, pretty much in the same area where one of the first disruptors is in Galactic Assault, and again, just through the natural shape of the map, this one does look like it would probably be really fun to fight over. There are so many little trenches, mounds and crates to hide behind, so many that you almost wouldn't need to add too much cover, other than maybe just something to stop those enemies from sniping in that middle area of the map, since they generally have a pretty good line of sight on this area. Even maybe putting a crash starfighter down that creates a little archway over that horizontal trench could work, as then that might cut off the open line of sight, as well as making almost a little tunnel that some enemies could funnel through, something along the lines of that, just to make it a little bit less open but still be fairly chaotic. So as you can see, the layout is a lot more balanced than the Tatooine layout in my last video. Each command post is a relatively even distance from both the spawn points as well as compared to each other, and I think that most of the command posts are in positions that would be a lot of fun to play, provided there were just some small changes. Feel free to let me know down in the comments where you guys would put your own command posts if you did have the choice, as I'm sure there are probably some much better options to choose from. But that is going to do it for this one, guys. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like down below and be sure to subscribe with those notifications on so you don't miss out on any more Battlefront 2 videos or live streams. Thank you all so much for watching. You guys have a great day and I'll catch you all in the next one.
You have your moments. Not many of them, but you do have them.